Hello all, I am Harshita NS from Maharani's College, Mysore. Today I would like to present a topic on production function with one and two variable inputs. Let's know what is production function in general. Production function is an indicator of the physical relationship between the inputs and output of a firm. As per the diagram, you can see physical capital, labor, raw materials, technology. These are the key inputs to the production function which form the result in output. Introduction. In economics, a production function relates physical output of a production process to physical inputs or factors of production. In mathematical form, it is equated as Q is equal to F of KLT to N. Here, Q is nothing but quantity output, function of capital, labor, total product to N, where the quantity produced is a function of the combined input amounts of each other. Let's have a quick session on Cobb-Douglas production function. Cobb-Douglas production function is invented by Jet Wechsel and first tested by C.W. Cobb and P.H. Douglas in 1928. This famous statistical production function is known as Cobb-Douglas production function. It is an American manufacturing industry. This production function has a mathematical form where Y is equal to total production, L is labor input, K is capital input, A and lambda are positive constants. Let's know the assumptions of Cobb-Douglas production function. It assumes that output is the function of two factors, that is capital and labor. There are constant returns to scale. All inputs are homogeneous. There is perfect computation. There is no change in technology. Let's begin with main topic. Production function with one variable input. Production function with one variable input follows the law of increasing returns. According to this law, output would increase at an increasing rate as the quantity of labor increases. Types of production function: short run, long run, law of variable proportion, law of returns to scale. We have two main types, that is law of variable proportion and law of returns to scale. Let's know what is short run. Short run production function is fixed in supply, but at least one factor is capable of being changed to have more output. This aspect of production function is known as short run. What is long run? Long run, it is possible for a firm to change all inputs up and down in accordance with its scale. This is known as returns to scale. Let's know the law of variable proportion. It states that as the quantity of one factor is increased, keeping the other factors fixed, the managerial product of the factor will eventually decline. This means that up to the use. So you can see the graph which represents stage 1, stage 2 and stage 3. Three stages of production. There are three stages of production, that is increasing returns, diminishing returns and negative returns. Increasing returns, as the production of one factor in the combination of factor is increased up to a point, the marginal profit of the factor will increase. The reasons for this: quantity of fixed factor, division of labor, and economics. Coming to next stage, diminishing returns. As the production of one factor in the combination of factor is increased after a point, that average and marginal profit of that factor will diminishing. Reasons for this is scarcity of fixed factors, lack of perfect substitution of factor of production. It also includes total product, marginal product, average product, production or output elasticity. Total product is nothing but the volume or amount of final output produced by a firm using given inputs in a given period of time. Marginal product. Marginal product is a physical productivity of an input, that is, change in output resulting from employing one more unit of particular input. Average product. It is defined as the output per unit of factor inputs or the average of the product per unit of input. Production or output elasticity. Output elasticity is the percentage change of output divided by the percentage change of an input. Output elasticity is defined as percentage change in output per 1% in all the inputs. You can see example. So moving to the production function with two variable inputs, let's know what is isoquants. Isoquants is a curve representing the various combination of two inputs that produce the same amount of output. It is also called as equal product curve. Properties of isoquants. Isoquants have a negative slope. Isoquants are convex to origin. Isoquant are non-intersecting and non-tangential. Upper isoquant represent higher level of output. Isoquants have a negative slope. An isoquant has a negative slope in the economic region and in the economic range of isoquant. The negative slope of isoquant implies substitutability between the input. It means that if one of the input is reduced, the other input has to be increased and the total output remains unaffected. Isoquants are convex to origin. Convexity of isoquant implies two things, that is, substitution between two inputs and diminishing marginal rate of technical substitutions, that is MRTS. The MRTS is defined as MRTS is equals to minus K divided by minus L equal to slope of the isoquant. Next, isoquant are non-intersecting and non-tangential. The intersection or tangency between any two isoquant implies that a given quantity of a commodity can be produced with a smaller as well as a larger input combination. Next, upper isoquant represent higher level of output. Between any two isoquant, the upper one represent higher level of output than the lower one. The reason is upper isoquant has larger input combination, which is general produce larger output. Types of isoquants. There are two types, that is linear isoquant and input output isoquant. We'll see what is returns to scale. Returns to scale is nothing but measuring the relationship between the scale size of a firm and input. It includes increasing returns to scale, constant returns to scale, decreasing returns to scale. Increasing returns to scale is measuring the relationship between the scale, firm and output. The output more than doubles when all inputs are doubled. Larger output associated with lower cost. One firm is more efficient than many. The isoquants get closer together. In constant returns to scale, output doubles when all inputs are doubled. Size does not affect productivity. Many may have a large number of producers. Isoquants are equidistant apart. Coming to decreasing returns to scale, output less than doubles when all inputs are doubled. Decreasing efficiency with large size, reduction of entrepreneurial abilities, isoquants become further apart. It is a measuring relationship between the scale of a firm and output. You can see the related graphs. So finally, I would conclude that production function is an engineering concept, and since money prices does not appear in it, it depicts the physical relationship of inputs and outputs. Also embodies the technology that permits substitution between input providers, better flexibility to the manager. The function of management is to sort out the right type of combination of inputs for the quantity of output. Thank you.